we take this moment to pause and arrive on our mat, let's find our breath. Connecting with how we breathe in our body. Letting our breath slow down. On our next exhale, let's force that last bit of breath out, allowing our inhale to be a little bit longer. And slowly bending our knees, draw our knees into our chest, give them a hug. Opening our arms out like wings. Let's lower our knees over to the right and let our knees relax down. Being mindful that our left shoulder can stay lifted a little bit or lowered down, that this is the first posture that we're finding today. As we find this posture, allow it to be okay in your body wherever you arrive. And on our next exhale, draw our knees into our chest, hug our belly in, lift our knees up and take them over to the left. Again, being okay with how we land in our body as long as it's comfortable and not painful or uncomfortable.
Same tie that drew me closer, pushed me far away.
And on our next exhale, hug our knees into our chest. Bring our knees up, release our feet down. We're going to extend our legs one at a time. Draw our right leg over the top of our left. Flex our feet, press through our heel. Take our right hand behind our head and our left hand, extend it back behind you. Feel your shoulder blades hug onto your back. Allow them to lay flat on the floor. And on our next exhale, lift our head, lift our left arm, reach our left hand to the midline of our body. And then inhale, slowly lower back down. Exhaling, lifting, drawing our left hand to the midline of our body. Inhale, lower back down. Exhaling, lifting. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more time. Exhaling, lifting. And inhale, lower. Unwind our legs. Let our arms come out to what's comfortable for us. And bring them to your side, whatever feels good. And just take a moment to pause and soften into a neutral position. And draw our legs together. Left leg crosses over right. Flex our feet, press through our heels. Left hand comes behind our head. Make sure the shoulder blade's flat on the mat. And then extend our right arm back behind us. Feeling the right shoulder blade flat on the floor. On our next exhale, lifting our right arm, our head, reach our hand towards the midline of our body. And inhale, lower down. Exhaling, lifting and reaching. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Couple more times. And one more time. And lower down. And unwind our legs, relax our arms to a position that's comfortable for us. And then cross our right leg back over our left. Right hand comes back behind us. Left hand reaches back behind us. So right hand's underneath our head. Shoulder blades flat on the floor. Then on our next exhale, we'll lift our left hand and reach it to the outside of our right hip. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift and reach across the body to the opposite hip. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Couple more. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. And lower down and release. Arms come to our side or back behind us, feet relax. Crossing our left leg over our right. Left hand comes behind our head. Right hand reaches behind us. Exhale, lift and cross. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and cross. Inhale, lower. And lift. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. And lower down. And releasing our arms to our side, unwinding our legs. Let's draw our knees back into our chest. Give them a hug. And slowly lower our feet down to the mat. Let's open our arms out like wings. Lift our hips, draw them over to the right a couple inches, lower them back down. Extend our left leg, place our right foot behind our left knee, lift our right hip and take it over to the left. Moving from mid-back up, keeping low back stable and belly hugged in. Then on our next exhale, right hand comes up to the ceiling. Lift our head and our shoulder. Reach our right hand over to the left and kick our right foot back behind us. We can roll a little more forward if this is uncomfortable on our hips. We can bend our bottom leg to stay a little more stable and find comfort. On our next inhale, let's slowly come back into center and then lower our right shoulder and extend our right leg just to a place that honors you. Come back up and reach right hand over to the left, right foot back behind you. And come back up. Find that stability in that center place where both limbs are bent and you're stabilized equally over your left side, and then lower down into a twist in the opposite direction. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. Continue to flow. Limbs are moving in the opposite direction. Staying on our left side. Only moving our limbs out far enough away from our body where we feel successful in our movement. Find one more time. And meeting up with our right shoulder on the floor, our right foot behind our left knee. And then slowly lifting our right knee up, lowering our right hip down to the floor. Bend our left leg, lift our hips, bring them back into center, and draw our knees into our chest. Give them a hug. Lowering our feet down to the mat. Open our arms out like wings. Lift our hips. Draw them over to the left a couple inches. Lower them down. Extend our right leg. Tuck our left foot behind our right knee. Lift our left hip and bring our left knee over to the right. On our next exhale, reach our left hand up. Inhale, lift our shoulder and our head. and reach to the opposite side. So left foot comes behind us, left hand comes over to the right. Remember, you can bend your bottom knee or rock forward a little bit more to get off of your hip if that's uncomfortable. Then slowly switch, feeling that place where by the time your left shoulder is back over in line with your ribs, so is your left leg in line with your hip. Lower down evenly. Rise back up and extend out evenly. Continuing to flow with our breath. Inhaling as we come to center. Exhale as we extend out. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale as we extend out. And one more time. Meeting up with our left shoulder on the floor, our left foot behind our right knee, and then lower our left hip down to the floor. Bend our right leg, bring our hips back to center, and draw our knees into our chest. Give them a hug. Sliding our hands around to the back of our thighs or the side of our legs. Extend our feet up. We're going to rock forward and back without letting our feet touch the ground. Roll up. Don't let our feet touch. Roll back down. Slide our hands up our legs. Roll up. Don't let our feet touch the ground. And roll back. Slide our hands up our legs. And continue to flow. Try to move slowly without using momentum. Pausing at the top, pausing at the bottom. Find one more time. And then come up. And release our feet down. We're going to flip over to all fours. Spreading our fingers wide, stacking our joints. We're going to find a couple cat-cows. Your breath. Exhaling as we round. Inhale as we open. Meet up in cow pose. And then walk our hands back towards our knees, sinking our hips back towards our heels, keeping our chest up. Let's take our right hand behind our ear, push our shoulder back and our elbow back. On our next inhale, open up our chest to the right. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, center. As we continue to flow, I want you to listen to not only what's going on in the right side of our body, but the left side as well. Notice how our left shoulder blade glides on our back. Left arm stays straight. Rotations happening from mid back up. And let the work be even on both sides. And let's come back to center. Put our right hand down on the floor. Left hand comes behind our ear. Push that shoulder and elbow back. Starting off with our shoulders even and level. Then inhale, open to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. Continuing to flow, listening to the right side of our upper back as well as our left. Though our left side is leading the movement, it's where the biggest movement it's at, there's still work going on in other areas of our body. It takes a whole body to find movement, not just one area. And one more time. Back to center. Release our left hand down. Right hand comes behind our ear again. Elbow and shoulder press back. Then on our next exhale, we're bringing our right shoulder towards our left arm. Our left arm stays straight. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bringing our shoulder down. Noticing that we're not reaching our elbow, we're just bringing our shoulder. And then come back to center. Continue to flow, exhaling as we close the front of our chest. Inhale as we open. Left arm stays straight. If it feels uncomfortable to sit back on your heels to close your hips, you can do the same position from all fours. The more upright, doing the same thing. And one more time. And come back to center. Right hand comes down, left hand comes behind our ear. We're still keeping our chest open. We're still in a little bit of that cow pose. Exhaling, bringing our shoulder down. Inhale, come back up. Now we're trying to isolate the movement into thoracic spine. So that's why the elbow is not coming forward as well. The minute you bring the elbow forward is when you start moving into your shoulder blade. And that's not wrong. It's just we're trying to focus our efforts into the thoracic area. And this gives us more awareness of that movement versus the shoulder blade moving. Notice how the shoulder blade moves on the right side. Come back to center, releasing our left hand down. We're gonna find a seated position of choice. So you can extend your legs, cross your legs, whatever you prefer. And then rise up tall through your spine. If you can't find a comfortable position that allows your low back to stay neutral, grab a hold of a prop, a towel, a block, whatever you have, and grab a seat on it. When you grab a seat on your prop, make sure you're on the front edge so that your hips can tip forward. And then once we find that nice long spine, we're gonna take our hands, cross them over our body, let our fingertips come to the top of our shoulders. And as our fingertips find our shoulders, I want you to press down on the top of your shoulders with your hands. And notice that the shoulders come forward a little bit, and that's okay. On our next exhale, hug our belly in a lot. So we brought a lot of awareness to our belly muscles already. So you should be very familiar with where they are. On our next exhale, I want you to hug the belly in a little bit more. Draw your elbows down towards the front of your hips using the strength of your belly. Try to keep your spine lifted as much as you can through the low back. Hands are still pressing into the top of our shoulders. Stretching through our upper mid back using the strength of our core. Using the strength of our back, we're going to slowly rise up. Lifting all the way up to neutral. And then turn our chest to the left a little bit, just enough to where our top elbow points towards our knee if our knees are out to the side or in a cross-legged position, or in line with your hip. Still lifted upright, still long through our spine. Then on our next exhale, hug our belly in again, start to round. We're not leaning forward, we're rounding through our back. So the spine pulls back. Belly is super strong. That's what's guiding this movement. Arms are staying strong as we press our hands into our shoulders, keeping space between our ears and the top of our shoulders. Slowly lifting up using the strength of our back. And then unwind and turn to the right. Again, we're using the strength of our core to make this rotation. That's our belly and our back. On our next exhale, rounding using the strength of our belly as we lengthen the back side of our body. Using the strength of our back, slowly rise up. And slowly unwind. Releasing our hands from our shoulders, take our hands behind us, reach our fingertips to the floor. So our arms are going to stay straight. We're walking our hands back to where fingertips can touch. Lift our chest up to the ceiling, lengthening through our low back. Let our gaze come to where the ceiling meets the wall. And come back to a neutral spine. We're going to take our hands together in front of our heart. Reach our right hand down to the floor and our left hand up to the ceiling, opening up our chest at a bit of an angle. Noticing that the right side of our body is shortening as we reach our fingertips down towards the floor. Come back to center, bring our spine to neutral, drop our left shoulder, lift our right, open up our arms. Bring our hands back to center. Spine back to center, shorten the right side of our body, lift the left, open up our arms. Find that left arm reaching back as well as the right. So it's not just the right side reaching back and the left shoulder coming forward. And come back to center, switch sides, shortening the left side of our body, lengthening the right, equally opening up both shoulders. Come back to center, releasing our hands down. Let's come to a standing position at the front of our mat. On our next inhale, let's sweep our hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Walk both feet back. Plank pose. Then lower our knees down to the mat, followed by our feet. Lower our elbows down to the mat, one at a time. Come back up onto hands, one at a time. Lower down to elbows, one at a time. Come back up onto hands, one at a time. Lower down to elbows and hands. Hold here on hands. Draw our hips back towards our heels, lower our chest. Don't let our elbows or our forehead touch down. Walk our hands forward a little bit more, lengthening our spine, keeping our shoulder blades hugged down our back. Puppy pose. Just one variation of puppy pose. Maybe turn our gaze forward as we open up our heart.
Lost, criticized,
Lift our chest. Come forward, kneeling plank. Bend our elbows, lower all the way down. Let our forehead come down to the mat as we pause, softening through our spine.
I'll watch you fly.
On our next inhale, press our tailbone down, lift our chest, turn our gaze forward.
In time,
Lowering down, press back up, sink our hips back, finding puppy pose again, maybe walking our hands forward, opening our chest, maybe turning our gaze forward. Slowly rise up and bend our elbows, lower down. Let our forehead rest on the floor, let our shoulders soften.
far from grace.
And slowly hug our bellies in. Lift our chest, turn our gaze forward, rolling our shoulders back and down. Lower down, hug our bellies in, come back up. Curl our toes under, lift our knees. We're gonna find downward facing dog. Reaching our hips back. And then once we get our hips back, I want you to lower your knees down to the floor, followed by your feet. Then bend your elbows and bring your head forward so that your forehead lands near or on the mat between our hands. Press back again, straightening our arms. And then bend our elbows, draw our head forward and down towards the mat in between our hands. And press back. And come forward, bending our elbows out to the side. And press back. And one more time, press forward. And back and soften into child's pose. Turning our palms up towards the ceiling. Letting our arms externally rotate as we soften. Turning our palms down, walk our left hand towards the center of our mat so that our left arm hugs into the side of our head. Slide our right hand back towards our knee. And then lift our chest, turn our gaze forward. Opening up our chest with a little bit of rotation. Very mild amount of rotation. And lowering our head back down. Slide our right hand forward. Put it in the center of our mat, just above our head. Arm is fully extended. Shoulder blade hugs down our back. Upper arm presses towards our head. Slide our left hand back towards our knee. Option to lift our head, turn our gaze forward. Lowering our head down. Slide our right hand back, and then both hands are going to reach back towards the back of our mat. Shoulders are going to relax down. If this is uncomfortable on head or neck, you can place a block underneath your head. Let your shoulder blades soften away from each other. Hands come underneath our shoulders. Spreading our fingers wide, press ourselves up. We're going to crawl forward to the front of our mat. Flip over onto our backs. Draw our knees into our chest. Give them a hug. Extend our right leg forward, lower it all the way down to the mat. Find that delicate balance between extending our right leg and hugging our left knee in to keep a stretch across the front of our hip, but yet keeping our hips balanced. Then bend our right knee. Walk our right foot in so that our heel comes in line with our tailbone. Take our left hand, slide it down our left leg towards our ankle. Take our right hand back behind us, and we're going to push off with our right foot, pushing it into the mat, roll to our right side, and we're going to come to the side of our body or our belly. Lower our left knee down towards our right leg and push our left knee back. Keep the belly hugged in so you're not overarching your back. Stay on your right side with your knee bent, or option to roll onto your belly. Maybe your head rests on your forearm. Maybe your gaze comes forward. Maybe your forearm comes towards your chest. Find whatever variation feels good for you. If we're on our bellies, slowly roll back to our right side. And then we're going to draw our left knee in towards our chest, roll onto our back. Extend our left leg forward, hug our right knee into our chest. And again, find that delicate balance of left leg reaching forward, right knee hugging in, and keeping our hips balanced. Then bending our left knee, walking our heel in line with our tailbone. Right hand slides down our leg to a place that's comfortable for us. Left arm comes behind us. Press off with our left foot. Roll to our left side. Reaching our right knee towards the front of our mat and down. Option to roll onto our bellies. Remembering your options for your upper body. Either you have forearm into your chest and you're lifting your chest, or your forehead rests on your forearm. Finding whatever feels good for you. Maybe your gaze is slightly forward. If you're in between, head down and head up. Slowly lifting our head if we're on our bellies. Roll back to our left side. And then keeping our right knee hugged in, roll onto our back. Draw both knees into our chest. Give them a hug. From here, we're going to set up for Shavasana, and you can find any variation you like, maybe finding our heart opener with a blanket, a towel, or blocks. Or maybe supporting the back of our knees, extending our legs forward. Letting our arms come out, palms facing up. Very slowly bringing awareness back to our body, our breath, how we feel. And extending our arms back behind us, keeping our shoulders down away from our ears. Let's reach out through our fingers and our toes, finding the full length of our body. And relax. Bending our knees, roll over to our right side. Keeping our eyes closed, let's press ourselves up. Finding our way back to a comfortable seat. Rising up tall through our spine. Noticing how we feel through our head, neck, shoulders. How we feel through our chest, our upper back, mid back, belly, hips. Bringing our hands together in front of our heart, sealing in all that we found in this practice of movement, of mindfulness, of breath, taking it all as a gift that we can use off of our mat through movement, as well as on our mat the next time we come. Namaste.